Well, hi, everybody. I'm TJ Reeves, and he is former West Virginia All-American tight end Anthony Becht. And Anthony, we get ready for the Florida Gators and the Arkansas Razorbacks. And for this Florida team, big expectations for this season. But our big storyline is starting quarterback Jeff Driscoll injured a couple of games ago. And so now Tyler Murphy, the backup quarterback, will be getting his first start at home here against the Hogs.
Yeah, you're right. There were high expectations. Coming off an 11-2 record last season, Jeff Driscoll was going to be the man at quarterback. But with that injury, Tyler Murphy enters the situation. And if there's any indication on what he brings to the table, you just have to go back to last week's game against Kentucky. 3 touchdown throws in that game, and he also had 11 consecutive completions. Also great with his legs, moves around the field, able to avoid pressure in the pocket and make big plays for this team.
That's the story on offense, and for the Florida Gators, they're known for their defense, one of the top defenses in the country. And as we turn to Arkansas, that's going to be their tough challenge. The Hogs come off of a loss last week against Rutgers. Now they come into the swamp against a very tough Florida rush defense, and Arkansas really wants to try to run the ball in this game.
There's no question about it, and it starts with their two-headed monster in the backfield, Jonathan Williams, Alex Collins. These two guys have rushed for over 600 yards early in this season, lead the SEC in rushing. Look to be a great matchup against this powerful Florida Gators defensive line.
It's a night game in Gainesville, and we're ready to go with the Gators and the Arkansas Razorbacks. And back in Gainesville, we get ready for the start of this second quarter. And Anthony Becht, the Arkansas Razorbacks, with a solid job in the first quarter running the ball, have jumped out to a 7-0 lead here on Florida and that talented defense.
Yeah, we talked about it in our keys of the game before we started, that the defensive line would be tested against these two young freshman-sophomore running back tandem for Arkansas. And so far, the edge goes to Arkansas.
And right now, you see those first quarter stats. That Arkansas ground game producing 81 yards. That's over the Florida average that they've allowed in a game for the entire season. So that's mission accomplished for Brett Bielema's team in the first quarter.
He's got to be happy with those first quarter stats, especially like you said with the rushing yards. They've really put the pressure on Florida, and that's going to suck in that safety and bring that extra guy in the box. The question is, can Brandon Allen take advantage of it in the passing game?
We'll see if that is the case, but for now, the Florida Gators are trying to get something going on offense. We mentioned how much success they had last week against Kentucky. This is their deepest penetration of the night, and Matt Jones with a small gain on the inside for Florida as they're still trying to establish the ground game in between the tackles.
Well, Florida has led the country so far early in the season in time of possession, so they're going to try to keep knocking the wood, keep running that football, keep the clock running, keep the offense on the field, and really put the pressure on this Arkansas defense.
Gators here looking for their first points of the night, really looking to get this crowd energized, get them into the game here on this Saturday night as you look at Tyler Murphy taking over for the injured Jeff Driscoll, his first home start. And this is Solomon Patton, a receiver, and Patton turns the corner and very nearly had a big gain, if not being tripped up right there by one of the Arkansas defenders. That might have been a touchdown.
Well, you see here they run the jet sweep. They bring Solomon Patton around, and he has the speed and agility to get up the field and make the big plays. We talked to Brent Pease earlier this week when we watched him in practice, and he said this is the guy that's the spark behind this offense.
And Martell Spate may very well have saved the touchdown. You see what the Gators have done in the red zone since Tyler Murphy took over in the Tennessee game, and now they're trying to get their first touchdown of the night. Jones again. And not much there again on the interior of that Arkansas D-line.
And I think Arkansas has done a good job so far early in this game, really holding the fort down in the first quarter. The question is, can they hold this Gator offense to field goals and not touchdowns?
And Tyler Murphy at the controls here. This Arkansas team again off a heartbreaking loss, a comeback by Rutgers a week ago. But now in good shape to this point of the game, and the defense trying to keep Florida out of the end zone. Tyler Murphy looking things over. And again, it's Solomon Patton to the outside, and he may very well have gotten the first down.
It's been a slow start for Tyler Murphy in the passing game, and I love how they came out in this second quarter. Get those quick sideline passes, those quick receiver screens, get him in a groove, and get his confidence up moving into the red zone.
And Murphy able to complete that pass, and Solomon Patton did get the first down, so a first and goal situation here. And you see Murphy trying to get the play in from Brent Pease and go to that armband here. What do you like here? Maybe a little play action?
Well, you know, when you have the advantage of a quarterback that can run around, you have that. You see you spread them out now, and you got Trey Burton, who's a jack of all trades in the backfield.
So a little Wildcat situation. This is a receiver who can also run it, but Arkansas was ready that time on the outside.
Yeah, it seemed like they scrambled to get this play in. Trey Burton, obviously, in the Wildcat situation. Good job by Arkansas's defense of containing Trey Burton and not letting him outside.
That man, Brett Bielema, showing some intensity for his defense. And Florida, as you mentioned, looks a little unsure at this point with personnel, getting the play in and the play clock. I mean, you only have 25 seconds once they mark that ball ready for play, and it's been a bit of a scramble. And how about that man? It's a little humid in the swamp on a Saturday night. He's into this game.
TJ, there's two things about these coaches you're going to see is they're going to wear their emotions on their sleeves today.
And Murphy again to Matt Jones, and again, nothing doing on the outside for Florida's run game here in this drive.
It's a great stop by the Arkansas defensive line. You see Flowers there getting that penetration. Again, Arkansas doing a great job getting that third long situation. Now they know they're going to go in a passing situation. They can keep everyone in front of them on this play.
You got to watch Murphy, who again is an outstanding dual threat to maybe make a play with his legs. Again, the Gators have 6 red zone touchdowns with him already this season. Jones is the tailback next to him. Murphy flushed, trying to make something happen, and that is incomplete. He was looking for Trey Burton in the corner of the end zone. Pretty nice job defensively by Arkansas.
Yeah, Jornette Lake, you see him there, number 39. Great job of chasing Tyler Murphy down to the outside, and that's what you said. Tyler Murphy can be dangerous with his legs, and that speed chasing him down poses 4th down and a field goal opportunity for Florida.
And a rare stop since Murphy took over, so this will be a field goal attempt here. And Florida will put a different kicker, Brad Phillips, into the game. This is a young man that had kicked some last season, but this will be his first field goal attempt as the kicker Harden missed a field goal attempt earlier in this game. So Phillips now will try this one from inside of 30 yards and sneaks it just through. So Florida doesn't get 7, but they do get points out of that drive.
It was a nice drive to get him down the field. And obviously, you know, kickers' jobs are short-lived sometimes if you don't make those kicks. And he does a good job of knocking that one through and getting Florida on the board.
Again, the Gators get on the board with their first points of the night. Would have loved to have had 7, but instead settle for 3. Back in Gainesville with Florida on the board with a field goal, and we take a look at the scoring drive. 11 plays to go, the 55 yards, and get their first points of the night. And really, for the first time tonight, give this crowd something to cheer about, Anthony.
There's no question about it. Getting on the board, getting some points. Tyler Murphy's trying to find a groove. I think they had some nice pass plays in that last series. Now it's the defensive turn. Can they step up, get a stop, possibly get a turnover in this game and get the ball back in Florida's hands and get another opportunity to score?
Momentum is such a big part of this game. And again, for this young Arkansas team, a first-year coach, I mean, Brett Bielema is used to the horseshoe. He's used to the big house of Michigan while coaching in the Big Ten at Wisconsin. Whole different deal in the swamp at night in Gainesville. And Arkansas has done a pretty good job of keeping the crowd out of the game here to this point. We get ready to resume. And Harden is back in for the kickoff. And he blisters this one into the end zone. And the Razorbacks will take the knee and elect to come out to the 20-yard line. And really, for Arkansas now, don't you want to try to reestablish the ground game, do a little ball control, take the crowd back out of the game here?
Yeah, I think that's one thing. You see Brandon Allen, he's only 2 for 5 in the game, but still, the plan coming in is get it to the two-headed monster, get it to Williams, get it to Collins, let them get yards on first down, and when it's time to pass, shrink down, third down, and try to convert.
This Arkansas offense has been able to successfully run all season long, but now you get the feeling they're going to have to make some plays in the pass game at this stage. And the give is to the fullback, and Kiro Small is able to bang ahead for just a couple of yards on the first down play. And there's a look at Dominique Easley, who is a projected first-round pick in the NFL draft, hurt earlier this week in practice and likely lost for the year. That was him getting with his teammates there before the game, and there's a look live at Dominique Easley, who is unable to go, and that means some other Gators on the interior defensive line, including that guy, Jonathan Bullard, are going to have to step up.
Well, he's been the rock. He's the leader on this defense, and not only having him on the field, but his leadership factor is going to be missed.
Second down here for Arkansas, and this is Alex Collins. Puts his head down and is very close to the first down.
How impressed are you with these young running backs, especially Collins, who's a true freshman? He comes into this game. He's been able to make people miss, get up the field, and make plays. Big runs against a Florida defense that normally makes the stops. You see, again, right up the gap, up the middle there, penetrating the defense. And here, the ability to make people miss, get outside, and you got Williams now shaking and baking and get himself in the end zone. I love this triple threat that they have right now.
And that, again, is the way that Arkansas got the 7-0 lead earlier. And the Hogs now with a first down, look to control the clock here some. And Alex Collins again tries the left side, but again, a very stout Florida Gator front seven.
You know, and these running backs are able to move and get around outside and use their speeds, especially up front. You got a senior in center, Travis Swanson, but you got two freshman guards next to him, so it's important for those running backs to stay on their toes.
Florida's defense, again, veteran-laden. There are several all SEC caliber players, a couple of NFL prospects as well on this defense, not just Dominique Easley, who's out with that injury. Second down situation here, and a long 7, maybe 8 yards for Arkansas. And the Gators blitz, and the completion here to Johnson on the outside, and the Florida was right there, right on the spot again, pursuing to the football.
They really are, and they're playing up on those receivers. They have not been tested right now by Brandon Allen down the field, and eventually now, in this third down situation, he's going to have to try to make a play down the field. So let's look and see how this defense prepares and tries to attack this third down opportunity.
Again, this Florida defense, one of the best in the country, not just the Southeastern Conference, and they've already had their pride stung a bit earlier in this game with an Arkansas touchdown drive. Third down for Brandon Allen and the Hogs, and they elect to try to spread Florida out to the right. Allen is intercepted. It's Luches Purifoy, and he will score. And there is the big play that Florida and their fans have been waiting for.
There's no question. You see Brandon Allen there, was forced to make a play, gets a little late, and Purifoy just sits on that in cut. They had a wide bunch on offense for Arkansas. He sits there. The receivers are playing tight bump versus the defenders, and Purifoy steps in front of that ball, and he does the rest, takes it to the house, finally gets his first interception of the season.
And this is a young man that, again, is an NFL prospect, all SEC second teamer a year ago, and Florida able to get the touchdown to ignite the crowd in Gainesville. And the extra point good as well. So Florida was looking for a big play, and it's their D. And that man, Luches Purifoy, rattling Arkansas. Will Muschamp got to be happy. The Gators with 6.